the Guardians of the Galaxy Squadron. I am your... Today I'm just looking to do a short little broadcast on exploration. Currently I am actually on my way back to the bubble and to the Eagle sector. You can kind of see just there in the background there's a couple of bookmarks in blue. We found near the Eagle Nebula where we found a lonely little space station, a prison colony of all things. So basically at the moment I'm heading back to the bubble, scanning as I go, just looking to obviously make some first discoveries. Now you have to be aware there are two types of first discoveries. There's the one that you'll find most often is common, especially in the bubble, is when you're into the system and you find it for yourself the first time. It will come up with the blue discovered blah 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 whatever place it is. That just means that you yourself have come across this place for the first time. However, what you need to do is, if you are exploring, is actually look into things a little bit deeper using the FSS, which is the full spectrum scanner. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Is I'm just going to be jumping, as you can see, slowly back towards the bubble and just mess around with the FFS and give it a go. And what I'd like to do is obviously not just get a system that's never been discovered before or been into by another player, but I'd also love to be able to find an Earth-like world so I can go over to it, scan it, be the first one to not just discover it but also map it. That would be my ideal, and it would also bring in a lot of credits. So just looking at my little friends list there, you can kind of see them about 3,500–4,000 light years away from the bubble still. So let's get this on the way. So just send a little message here. Right, so that's just someone else I know on the way out to Colonia. So let's hope they find lots of stuff to scan along the way and enjoy the journey. What I'm looking to do now is make my next jump into, well, my next system. As you can see, 56.7 light years, so my little Diamondback Explorer is not doing too bad. Okay, so we've jumped into a fresh system, and what I'm going to do first of all, there we go, discover something because we're close, is fire off the D scanner or discovery scanner. Now what that'll do, obviously it picks up something else, but also let me know there's 8 bodies in total. So now I'm going to press triangle and R1, and that will bring up the full spectrum scanner, and obviously I'm pointing at the sun, but there, that line is the orbital plane. That's what the honking the system does, brings up that for you. And down at the bottom, the filtered spectral analysis, and you've got the bar which you can move about, and it affects the little HUD. What you've got to do is, basically in this system you can see wherever it's got a little squiggle, that's a frequency of certain types of astronomical bodies. In this case, as you can see at the bottom right of the screen, it shows rocky ice worlds yellow. So now that I've got that as a circle, I need to, there's a little crosshairs, very faint, but I need to get the circle and the crosshairs roughly lined. Press the right trigger, that will zoom in a level. Now in this case it means there are lots of other objects and it needs to be fine-tuned even more. So I'm going to start at one at the bottom, simply because that one is not already tuned in perfectly. It's got the hash line, so that means it knows something's there, but you're not quite on the right frequency to pick it up clearly. Now in this case there's only one other sort of frequency, and there you go, it now goes solid circle. Get those faint crosshairs lined up, and there's the trigger, and now we've discovered a planet. This one does have. Now something else to note is, if you look again at the bottom of the screen, it will actually says first discovered by, and there's someone, yes, someone name. So that means someone's been in this system and they've already kind of done this thing and discovered it. So while I'll get first discovery for myself, I won't get the bonus of being the first person to discover it completely. So still money to be made, but just not quite as much as if it was virgin territory. Whoops, I've come out of the FFS. Didn't want to do that. And let's just get a few more done. And to my friends, stay safe. There we go, Rocky Ice World. Now this one's a little bit different, because if you look at the top right it says features, and now we've got geological lightly refining scan, and you just have to wait a stupid amount of time, to be honest. It's too long that it makes you wait to do this for no good reason. But if you wait, it will then tell you how many geological sites are on that planet, again just for a little touch extra credit and more detail. And there we go, so 17 on that planet. So we're going to keep moving along the orbital plane as denoted by these lines. These lines are the orbits, and there we go, the arrows are pointing in. We're already tuned, so just zoom, rocky ice world, and again geologicals on this planet. They are geysers, water geysers. That's what a lot of those things will be, which if you decide to come out here and land, you can obviously scan with your composition and data scanner to get codex. Just something else to tick off the list and say you found in the galaxy. Now as you can see, there's arrows pointing the way to another one. Fine tune it with the right, there we go, with R3, zoom in with the right trigger, and we've got ourselves. So what we're trying to do is just plot out all the bodies in the system, and as you look down on the bottom left of the screen, you will have a percentage here showing 92%, and that just means I've scanned 92% of bodies, and top right it says there's a total of 8 and I've scanned 7. So there's one more. There we go, zoom out again, zoom in. There we go, all done. Let's press circle to get out. So, scoop a little fuel as we loop around the sun, and we're going to move on to our next system. Onwards and upwards with the FSS. And let's hope we can find that Earth-like world. Now, since this is a return journey, I've already gone ahead and done all of this kind of stuff already on the outbound trip to the Eagle Nebula. And I have actually got a few systems with my name on it. Now, I do also have to say there was an ulterior motive for going out on this mission to the Eagle Nebula and back again. One, it was good to go out and start exploring, see what that kind of gameplay is like, because I've done the mining, I've done, you know, PvE, I've done the trading, you know, all that kind of, a lot of that other stuff. I don't do PvE because I'm rubbish, and plus everyone's bloody OP, so what's the point until you're kind of at that level? Which then brings me on to the final reason why I'm doing this, is because obviously I want better equipment, guardian weapons, which I am starting to get, but I'm looking to unlock Professor Palin, the engineer. So what I'm doing, I had to go over 5,000 light years, so hey, why not? Let's just check, have we done all of this system? I think so. 24. Do you know what? No. See, looking at the system map, it's telling me there's 24 bodies, but no. See, someone's come into this system and jumped straight back out again. So this is basically virgin territory, so we're going to come and slow down. Doesn't matter how fast we're going, we can now go in FSS scanner. And as you can see, we've got quite a few different frequencies that we can check out for planets, and that will be different types of planets. So let's see what we find. Ooh. There's quite a few here. Oh my gosh. Zoom. And there we go, a gas giant with water-based life. Anything else at this level? Yes. We need to change frequency. My controller's a bit sensitive, so I've got to take my time. There we go. Icy body. This one has geological features, so we need to let it scan. So that does mean, though, that that planet is going to be landable. And I assume you do have the Horizons package. Because if not, why not? Go get it. You're missing out on fun. SRVs on low gravity planets. Pissing hilarious. Oh my gosh, you can get some air. But that's besides the point. That's another thing. Right, so that's all done. Oh, no, it's not all done. So let's... some more icy bodies. See if there's no features. As long as you get it lined up. Yep. You can knock them out reasonably quickly. Oh, geologicals. geological this is. Why make us wait so long? Right, only for 10. Okay, let's zoom back out. Follow the arrows, more signals. There we go. I might not bother waiting for geologicals anymore. They take too long to bloody scan. Okay, no other signal sources, so we zoom out. There we go, there's more. I see planets. No other sources at this level. Zoom out. And let's follow the orbital plane. Oh, yeah, let's see. The bright blue splodges means there's something there, but you're not on the right frequency. So you just gotta. There you go. There we go. And we have a gas giant. When we find it. But there are some more signal sources, so in the zoom. Okay, no more little arrows, so to speak, so all done at that level of zoom. There you go, there's one. So we need to fiddle. Probably a gas giant then, by the looks of it. A couple of gas giants maybe. Gas giant with ammonia-based life. Yes. It's very boring Jupiter style. No, I'm not going to wait for the geological. Can't be bothered. Okay, don't seem to be any more sources at this level of zoom, so come out one. Yeah, looks like we've done this level of zoom as well. So when you're having to do multiple levels of zoom, it's obviously just donating it further away. Boring cluster for mining. Yeah, that's rubbish. 80%. So it's fine. Keep going around. There's something. There we go. Got it. So now, I don't know if you're noticing though, but at the bottom of the screen it's not showing first discovered. So what that means is everything that I'm discovering here will be permanently marked in the game as discovered by DarkSTAR-JEDI. So anybody now in the future who will come here will see that it has been discovered by me first. So if you happen to be passing through this part of town I'm at Smuju FD-RC 18-12-5A. Well, that whole system will obviously be in my name. Now we've got plenty more sources, so let's carry on. Yep. Now, there is one caveat to all this bravado of making first discovery. There is one ultimately very major condition on all of this. Now, obviously this is data that is being stored on your ship. So, if you die, you will lose all the data. There we go, system complete, excellent. So, I mustn't die, and I have to be able to get into a dock or wherever and sell at a Universal Cartographics, then everything will be confirmed as mine. That does also mean one other thing, that if someone else happens to come into the system, scan it, and get to a port and sell it before you do, then technically speaking, they will be registered as the first person to have discovered that astronomical body. So let's go. First stop, D-scanner. Let's honk the system. 8 bodies. Let's bring up the scanner. Okay, let's get on with the scanning. Okay, let's see, follow the line. Oh, there's something over there, interesting. Lovely, high metal content. So I would say to people, practice with this thing, because it's alright. I have come across on Reddit, obviously not the best place to be reading anything, to be perfectly honest, but it does seem to be quite a portion of people who don't like this and find it, I don't know, maybe fiddly or something, or too complex, but I feel that's perhaps a little harsh. It does take a quick little bit of practice, but once you get the knack of it, I think it's all good. So there we go, the system is now 100% scanned. So let's come out of that. And while we're here, we'll have a quick check on the fuel. We've got about half a tank, so I think it's time to get a little bit of juice on the go. This thing only does about 343. Let's take a look outside. There's my lovely ship. Okay, we should be good on the fuel. Yep. So let's duck out here and move on. Yes, jumping into the next system because we are lost in space on a 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds and new civilizations. But there's none out here, not this way anyway. Okay, so let's move on. Still waiting for that Earth-like world. Let's see what we can do. Time to jump. Okay, so into our new system. And of course, honk. 9 bodies, let's see. That looks like it's on the other side of the sun, so we're not going to be able to zoom in on that. Yep, adaptive zoom blocked, so that means it's on the other side. We'll get that later. Not a biggie. Let's see what we got. Okay, an icy body. Another icy body. This reminds me of certain women that does. Icy bodies. And zooming in on this one. Another icy body. Well, I suppose it's cold deep in space. And that's an icy body. Okay, so yes, these are all fresh discoveries. No one else has got these yet. As there's no names. Oh, this one does. First discovered by Grimdire. What a shame. Okay. So I need to come out of that because I need to just loop around the sun a little bit more. There we go, that's where it is, that one there. It says unexplored. So what we're going to do actually is line up on our exit trajectory. Throttle back, quickly jump in. What else we got? Lots of icy bodies.
System scan complete.
Lovely. So that's all complete. What we can do now is have a quick look at the system map. I think you'll find that they're probably all found by someone else first. Yep. Oh yeah. So my name won't be there, but that's an example that happens of when, if you're the first person ever to find it, first discovered by. So we move on. Frame shift dry charging, and let it charge on hopes and dreams and prayers of finding an undiscovered Earth-like world. Let's go. only 3 bodies, so a few around here to search for. So surely there must be a gas giant, no? We need to be quick and knock all these out because there's a lot here. Although the record that I've seen in a system, or a picture of someone else's, because it's not me, was 92 or 93 bodies in a system. So it makes 23 what I'm looking for look like a walk in a park. Although even the most that I found in one system was 32. Alright, no more little signal arrows, so zoom out. So, yep, lovely. So this is the full spectrum scanner. We've got a blue pulse there, so that's the signal source. We just got to find out the frequency. So not the lower one, so it's got to be higher up. Gas giant again. And a few other things. Got quite a few blobs around here. Okay, so let's see. There's the body. Geologicals, I'm not bothered to wait for those, it takes too long. Alright, no more signal arrows, so zoom out. I think is there one this side? Yeah. Excellent, so as you can see, the system within a system within a system is done. So you can zoom out and there we go, another blue blob. We just need to tighten up that frequency. And there we go. Okay, tighten up the signal. There we go. Well, that's all 23 done. However, they have been pretty much discovered and mapped by someone else, but I still get credits earned just because it's first for me. So we are still on the elusive hunt for an undiscovered country. I mean, undiscovered Earth-like world. But what I'm going to do is have a quick look at the Galaxy map.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Now, because I'm going to find... Yeah, it's showing that. Okay. Because if you zoom out enough, you can get a nice little area representing a bunch of stars. Trying to find one of the ones I've been to before, but there's just far too many, so yeah. Up to me to find my own planets. I found them once, someone else got to find them again and go, someone else got here first. Yes, and it will be me, Commander DarkStarJedi. You will find my systems. Okay, so let's start with the same routine. Drop into a system. 36 bodies. This time I'm going to have a quick little look at the system map now, because it is showing me that someone has discovered a few planets. However, they haven't discovered that many. So what we're going to do is discover the rest for them. And again, because we know there's 36 and they've probably discovered less than 10, there'll be quite a few that should be available for me to slap my name on. And that's why I'm stopping to check every single system on the way back home. Although I do have to say, I do miss my cutter, but when I get back I got some upgrades for it. I've got a Guardian plasma accelerator for it. Should be able to get in there maybe another Guardian Gauser cannon for it. And best of all for me right now is I've got the Guardian FSD booster. Only a level 2 one right now, but I will get higher. What am I doing? I'm not waiting for that stupidness, am I? Let's get scanning and get moving. Yeah, I don't want to wait for no geologicals. Again, no more signal arrows, so zoom out, plenty more now. Fine tune, whoops. Next. Okay, that little patch there is done, so we zoom out. There's something there. What is it? Gas giant. There we go, lovely. But there is other stuff around here, as you can see from the blobs that flash up. So you know they're going to be some of the other signals. What you may notice is that wherever there tends to be a gas giant, there tend to be some icy or rocky bodies nearby as well in orbit. Like Jupiter and her moons. tracking across the sun, just in case any arrows come up to highlight that there might be something on the far side of the sun, which there doesn't seem to be, but we've only found 45% of what's available. I think there, isn't it? Yes, they are behind, but there's one there that we should be able to pick up. So as you can probably see again, if you're noting, is that the gas giants tend to be the easiest to pick up, especially if they're far away. And as you zoom in, again, we're finding icy bodies orbiting a gas giant, much again like the moons of Jupiter, Titan, and whatnot. Okay, that's clear. Now, don't think we'll do one last sweep. Alright, it's definitely the rest is on the far side of the sun. So, what we need to do is get our asses around that sun. And what I'm going to do again is just line up with my destination, move out the way of the sun a little bit, and we've got the orbital lines in front of us. Throttle back, triangle R1. Let's see what we got out here. And as you can see, the same thing's happening again. Gas giants is the one to spot first, but we've got others in orbit around it. So we'll move back, and there you go. Looks like plenty of icy bodies. Okay, that should be, there we go, a few more. I must admit, I like doing this because it sure the hell beats to every single one. And I can't really, don't need to map all this. Yes, it's extra credits, but the amount of time I'm going to spend doing it just in one system is, for me, just there. So anyway, we've got something over here, have we? Yep, gas giant. Usual routine. There we go. So we start with the gas giants. Come back the other way to the icy bodies. There we go. This system's turning into clockwork. But as you can see as well, as we're going around scanning them,
System scan complete.
someone has been here before, down there at the bottom, first discovered by. Still, data's data, it's all will add up when we eventually get back. And what we'll do, there we go. I'm heading to Ark and I have 62 jumps remaining at this point. I should point out that when I started this journey back, I had 124, I think it was, or 26. So I am actually slap bang half on my way back. And that's fine, but I am not in any kind of hurry to get back to the bubble. I can actually see why people would just stay out here for months. I can kind of get it in a way. Now that I've got all, money ain't a thing for me, as it were. If we have a look, I've got 7.1 billion. That's more than enough. Obviously there's this thing about carriers, but that's a whole new thing, and that ain't until June, and we're just going up to the end of April, so I'm not going to worry about that. But as it stands, yeah, apart from getting Guardian equipment, the only things realistically left that I kind of want to do is attack the Thargoids, and then I suppose really go off into the black and to the unknown. But I'd just like to have a nice ship to do it in. I don't really fancy doing it in this sort of way. As long as I know this ship is a nice little ship. It's my Diamondback Explorer. Oh, that is a nice view, isn't it? But I want my fat ass cutter. Get another one, strip it back, and that will do. Okay, now moving on. So we jump in, honk the system. 20 bodies, so let's go looking, and let's hope this time we can at least get something that hasn't been discovered by someone else. Come on, fine tune, give me what I'm looking for. That's it, controller. There you go. completed, so moving on up, moving on out. Time to jump onto another system. Three, two, one, charging. I knew it. Doesn't it sound like a Geiger counter? Just a stupid rock cluster. Okay, what else? So that was most of them there by the looks of it. Is there actually going to be anything else? Gas giants, it's got to be that.
System scan complete.
Lovely.
Frameshift drive charging.
So hopefully there you can see how this is going. But I suppose this is bound to happen. The closer I get back to the bubble, the more areas I probably have been jumped into at some point on people's journey outbound and inbound. But there's always places to find something. There is a trophy, Kepler trophy or something, for finding your first undiscovered place, and I found that inside the bubble, and that was actually by accident. And even to this day I still don't know where the hell that place is. So here we are today, thousands of light years away from the main part of humanity and civilization, if you can call humanity civilized in this galaxy. Alright, what have we got? frequency modulation. Oh, gas giants bring you in. And up. Gas giants. There you go. And that's going to be a gas giant orbited by, I'm sure, many icy worlds. Oh, Rocky. Rocky Balboa in the house. Okay, what else we got then? Rocky 2, Rocky 3. Okay, we've still got 5 more bodies to find, so okay, I think that's it for that little section there, so we'll zoom out. Keep an eye out for any blue sort of, there's one. Oh, yeah. Right. You know,
System scan complete.
all done. Excellent. Okay, so we can come out of that and let's do the same thing and repeat. Jump, scoop, scan, repeat. Jump, scan, scoop, repeat.
Preemptive drive charging.
I don't want to charge that yet. Blow myself up. So what's the furthest you've been away from your start point, people? Let us know in the comments below. Mine is currently, I can have 7,000. So that's only a third of the way to Colonia, but I don't plan on probably going Colonia just yet anyway, let alone places like STAR-JEDI or Beagle's Point. From an exploration point of view, they are further down the line for me. There's just a couple other things I still have left to do in the bubble, which is, well, finish off grinding away as usual to upgrade a few more ships. Obviously I've got a nice fat cutter. I want to get an explorer version of a cutter. I also want to get myself a nice fer de lance. I haven't got that yet, still skipped that one, but I do want to go back and get that now. So I've been all the engineers. The only engineers I haven't unlocked now are those based over Colonia ways. But so I can access basically everything else that I need in the bubble to get me out to Colonia. So one thing at a time.
Preemptive drive charging.
Back to the mission at hand. Lost in space on a 5-year journey to absolutely nowhere. I'm back. usual thing then, now that we've jumped in, let's honk. Okay, that was worth it. Sweet FA. But what I will do while I'm here is of course scoop. But I'm just going to have to hang on for a little moment. Might as well fill up, and that gives me a chance just to have a quick look again at the Galixy map. That's where we come from, and that's where we're going. Still quite some distance to go.
Fuel scooping complete.
And that's where I started over there, the little bookmarks. Past that. Oh, actually, while we're here, what I will do, I'll show you what those blue bookmark is. These are the systems. What's this? If we go over here, go into the system, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Is an example just for you to see. First discovered by DARK-STAR-JEDI. There is proof for you that I have indeed been the first to discover new land that's absolutely useless to anybody. But I don't care. There you go. That is me now. If you ever come across this system, you will see this as well. First discovered by DARK-STAR-JEDI. I haven't bothered to map any of them because, as you can see, they're all rocky and icy and yeah, not really good for much. I mean, can't even land on the damn things. But it's okay. But that's an example of a system that I discovered. And this one here, I think, is the second system. Well, there is a couple more, but again, all discovered by me, and didn't have to travel out to all of these at all. This was all done sitting at the start, as you've seen me doing, using the full spectrum scanner, or FSS. And imagine, as you've seen, I've come across some planetary systems made up of like 30 bodies or so, and they can all have your name on it as well, stored for posterity for as long as this game keeps going. So please come out, explore, and keep the game going, because I want people to see my name. That's what part of the exploration thrill is about. So let's see what we got here. Honk. Nothing. So, Commander DarkStarJedi continues his journey, lost in space on a 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds. But you know what I haven't come across yet on this journey? Black hole, neutron star. At least some bloody thing that looks a bit more interesting than another scoopable star, but I shouldn't complain one little bit, really. Onwards and upwards. Okay, I think we're going to make this system the last one for this program, because we could go on forever and ever and quite frankly not find anything. So let's do one last honk for the camera. 9 bodies. And as we can see down at the bottom, these places have already been discovered by someone else. So I can tell there'll be no Earth world planets available because there's nothing showing in that frequency, which is there. See where the white line is on the filtered spectral analysis, and over on the bottom right you'll see the green circles and Earth-like worlds. So you'd need the squiggles or the frequency highlighted to be where that white line is now to know that there's an Earth-like world in the system. Right, so we know this system, really everything's going to be around here. It's all rocky bodies. Icy bodies, obviously. And anything else left?
System scan complete.
Okay. Well, hopefully you've seen how simple, relatively simple anyway. I think it is quite easy for how it is to use the full spectrum scanner. Saves you having to journey about, quite easy and quick for you to just scan a whole system, and if you're out exploring, quick and easy way for you to get your name slapped out there for anyone else to see. So, Commanders, I bid you farewell, 07, and fly safe, and I'll see you in the black.